A nice little presentation. Jovana Nashtovic of Serbia. Valeria Volovlikova, authorized neutral athlete, competing for Russia. And German Anna Grafshin. Sotrina Rapti. Sohan Alkargos, 13.65 this year. Darya Sopova. Anna Kostenko made it through. And Hedda Nalvarg makes it 2 Norwegians in the final. Greta Brugnolo. Smile from the Italian. Maja Askag. Well, Askag tomorrow will be in the long jump qualifying as well. Aminata Andai. And Temitope Ojora. So that competition gets underway very shortly. Next action on the track will be the men's 110 metres hurdles semi-final. Well, Sargos recently jumped 13.65 to lead the European rankings. Najkotovic. Pretty well to qualify. Oh, and there's Dragutin Topic. We saw his daughter, Angelina, competing in the triple jump. I should say high jump qualifiers this morning. Of course, he coaches now, and his wife, Biljana, was a very, very good triple jumper who just missed out on a World Championship medal back in 2009. Volovlikova to follow Nashvic. Volovika just scraped into the final as the 12th and last finalist, having jumped 12.95 yesterday. It's a best of 13.26. That's just under 13 metres, but still a lot to spare on the board. Now Rapti of Greece. Sotria Rapti, personal best of 12.96, and she was very close to that in qualifying. 12.95, so just 1 centimetre shy of her personal best in qualifying. That's not approaching that. That's about a metre short, although she does get a white flag. Rapti, the Greek under-20 champion, had a windy jump over 13.02 in Thessaloniki when she set her personal best of 12.96. 12.07 though. Now, Alkargos got over the automatic qualifying distance with her second jump. So she's got her right thigh fairly heavily strapped.
That's fine. Okay, Tommy, I know you are a very good dancer here, so listen to the song now and making moves.
So getting some applause from the crowd. 1,000 spectators allowed in for each session at the Kadriorg Stadium. About 20% of its capacity. It's around 13 metres. She seems to be just limping slightly. It's quite clear that that thigh is giving her problems. So 13 metres exactly for the Frenchwoman. So Kostenko of Ukraine having her first jump in the triple jump. Well, it's around the 13 metre mark for Kostenko. Well, the Ukrainian, best of 13.23. That's not far from it. She seems pleased with that. 13.07, I think, as we see Askag now. Well, she was the best woman in the preliminaries. To personal best in the preliminaries of 13.63. A long way behind the board though. Plenty still to come. Gosh, look at that. 13.64. So now Ajora of Great Britain. She's very quick on the run-up. Still plenty to spare on the board. Gets to around 13.40. Gets the white flag.
Yeah, Ajora, we saw her brother, Tade, the British sprint hurdles champion, just miss out on the medal at the under-23s, but she's actually second on the British lists this year, which is quite impressive and not too far from the national junior record of 13.75.
Second also on the European lists, the University of Texas student. So now in the second round, Volovlikova, the authorized neutral athlete from Russia. Oh, that's a good jump from Volovlikova. Well, personal best of 13.26. Went out to 12.98 in the first round, but everything just fell together there. All the jigsaw puzzles fitted. Well, I think the reaction tells you everything. 13.64. Alkagos. 13 metres. Well, she's having problems jumping off that injured right leg. You can see here. Delivers the first two phases off her left leg, but then has to jump off the right leg, and it's a bit of a problem still for the European list leader with 13.65, although she's been challenged by Askag and Volovlikova. 13.25 though, despite all the problems. Sapova. after that foul in the first round. That's a good jump from her. $13.47 for the Latvian. A legal wind as well. So just short of a personal best of 13.59 as we look at Askag. Oh, and another big jump for the Swede. 13.64. She shares the lead with Volovlikova, the Russian competing as an authorized neutral athlete. I think that takes the lead on the basis of, at the very least, second best performances, and I think it's much further than 13.64. Just waiting to see the wind reading as well. Well, it's 2.2 meters per second, but it is also 13.75. Lying in third place at the moment. As Alex said a little bit earlier, her brother just missed out on a medal in the hurdles at the European Under-23s here last week. Can she put the Ojuro name amongst the medalists? Well, 13.47. Right on the board. Couldn't get that much tighter to the plasticine, probably about a centimetre to spare. Getting some input from the coaches. Well, Ojuro, 13.59. I think the fact that we didn't see... No, it was a legal wind. Just 3 centimetres shy of her personal best. Volovlikova. This now live. Ojoro's jump was recorded just a minute or two ago. Oh, another good jump there from Volovlikova. Around the 13.50 mark. Well, the Russian really nailing the big jumps in this competition. She won the national junior title with 12.93, so making some, if you'll pardon the pun, giant strides forward. Oh, 13.65, so 1 centimetre improvement. So Valvag of Norway, 12.97. The Norwegian lying in 8th place at the moment. Just one woman behind her in the table at the moment, still to jump. That's Ndai of France. Way behind the board. A post-mortem on a jump. I think the idea will be just to move your run-up forward a little bit, although the swirling wind is causing a little bit of a problem. It means you're constantly thinking about adjusting your run-up. Every time you hit the bar, hit the board, or perhaps get a red flag, you're thinking, what can I do to make it better next time around? Well, she'll want to try and add a few more centimetres. She has a best of 13.33. I'm actually not sure that is allowed. I don't think you're allowed to use mechanical devices within the arena of play. Now, the event leader, Maja Askag. Windy 13.75. That could well be around the same mark again for the Swede. Well, she's won Swedish senior titles indoors. Just remember, she's also doubling up and going to do the long jump tomorrow. Still plenty to spare on the board. She's enjoying herself, as one might expect. 13.91. Well, once again, it's difficult to see whether it's a windy jump or not. Yes, it's a legal jump, so it's a massive personal best for her, as well as a European leading mark. So Ajoro, she's been hanging on to third place. That's second round, 13.59. So Temi Ajoro. Very quick, still space. Oh, gets to the step phase and it doesn't work. Gets the red flag. This brings a halt to it, but she stays in third place for the moment. So, 8 jumpers, 8 different countries represented in this final. So selections. Brugnolo representing Italian interests. Not been really firing on all cylinders so far in this final. Has a best of 13.49. Well, would need to jump a personal best by 10 centimetres to get into the medals. Certainly want to do a bit better than where she is at the moment. That's about 13 metres. Gets a white flag. So it's there or thereabouts with her second round jump. Well, Brugnolo jumped 13.49 to win the Italian under-20 title in Grosseto. Grosseto, of course, was where we were 4 years ago for this very event, the European Under-20 Championships. 13.10, so she moves up 2 places. Brugnello now in 6th. Kvalvag, 12.97 herself, but was just ahead of Brugnello on the basis of second best jumps. Now pushed down to 8th place. It's not going to be an improvement for Kvalvag. Well, she had a good qualifying competition. 13.22. She hasn't been reaching those distances and she's been having problems with her run-up. So that's well short of 13 metres. Gets on the board well this time, but just can't execute those 3 stages of the triple jump.
12.85. No improvement on that. And Maja Askag from Ukraine. Coming from Dnipropetrovsk, Ukraine.
Kostenko. Well, after that, 13.07 in the first round. 2 fouls for Kostenko.
It's now 3 in a row.
I don't think that's going to be any improvement for Kostenko. Certainly not. She gets a red flag, so her 3rd foul in a row. So some consultation and thinking going on. How Kalgos, well, she got 13.28 with her last jump. This was the European leader prior to this competition with 13.65. As you can see with that heavy strapping, I think that is having an effect on her. She's really doing well, all things considered, given the fact that her right thigh and hamstring are heavily strapped. I think that might be a red flag. Let's double check on that. Yes, without a doubt. We didn't see the flag raised, but you can draw your own conclusions seeing where she planted her foot. $13.91, legal jump with her last effort. And again a superb jump from Askag. That could even be touching 14 meters. She was just 9 centimeters short of that impressive barrier. What a superb jump from Askag. Well, the way she's dancing, 14.05. And it's a legal mark as well. So now we start the 5th round. Brugnolo, which is in 6th place at the moment after improving to 13.10. That might be better now, and she likes it. Oh, she's delighted with that. Spot on the board this time. She's had a few run-up problems with her earlier jumps. No problem with that.
The 7 finalists with 10.48 and Jakub Pietrosov with 10.52 is the A. Maja, the new European Athletics
13.49 for Brugnolo. That equals her personal best from the Italian Under-20 Championships just a few weeks ago in Grosseto. Now, Kalgos. Plenty of support from the French team. 13.26. As we wait for the women to come out for the 100 metres final. This is the only action going on in the field. No. Just not happening for the French woman. Once again, just to reiterate what I've said after her previous jumps, clearly limping. She comes out of the sandpit. Such a pity she hasn't been able to fully contribute to this competition, but still bravely battling away. Three as a personal best, and that would improve by 2 places. So, Novog.
last jump for the head across the volleyball.
White flag. It's about the 13-metre mark, so I don't think that's going to improve her position. Let's just see if it adds a centimetre or so onto her tally.
The 7 centimeters will be enough. And it's 13.
12.95, just a little bit of drift of her best jump. So she finishes in 8th place. Kostenko, 13.07, was followed by 4 fouls. Can she finish with a flourish?
From Ukraine in the 7th position.
Kostenko in 7th at the moment. Has a best of 13.23, which she jumped in Lutsk. She won the national under-20 title in the triple jump. Well, that's not going to be an improvement, and indeed it's another red flag. So she's had all sorts of run-up problems and finishes 7th. Although she would have needed to have increased her personal best by quite a large amount to have got into the medals. She would probably been hoping to finish a few places higher up than 7th.
She's in the 6th position now on the Zaman. Who has the capability to jump 13.
So now the Frenchwoman, Akagos. 13.28 in the third round, and has backed that up with a couple of jumps at 13.25. So we look at Kostenko. Akagos. There we go. Kalgos's series. That was really tight on the board. Gets a red flag. A bit too tight, one might say. Just edging into the plasticine. Yes. Not by much, perhaps a centimetre, but it's enough to earn the red flag. And Okogos finishes in 6th place for France.
And now it's Timito Ojora with 13:40.55 to beat Sofova to get to the bronze medal position.
Rueful look. I think that was magnificent performance under the circumstances, as she was carrying that slight injury to her right hamstring. Now, Temi Ojura, for so long in this competition, holding 3rd place, but she's just been edged out of it by the Latvian. So she needs to jump 13.62 to overtake Daria Sapova. No, that's not far enough, and she knows it. Gets a white flag. It's not going to be good enough to get her back into the medals. She gives it everything. She would have needed to equal or go beyond her personal best to beat Sapova. Consoling words from the British coaching team. 400 metres. Now, Askag knows that she's got the gold medal. We didn't see the jumps from the Russian. Oh, just runs through. Nevertheless, that 4th round effort of 14.05 is good enough. Well, Sapova fouled her final effort. Volovlikova in 2nd place. Needed to improve by 40 centimetres, but fouled her effort as well. And 3rd foul in the row to finish the competition. Maja Askag. Nevertheless, terrific performance from Askag. 14.05 European lead in the under-20 ranks. Personal best. Just looking down, I think that's also a Swedish under-20 record as well. Fairly sure she's the first Swede ever to have gone over under-20 to have gone over 14 metres. Here's the final results. Askag 14.05 to win. Volovlikova, authorised neutral athlete from Russia, 13.65. And then just 3 centimetres further back, with a Latvian under 20 record, Sarja Sapulva.